All right, so I'm just gonna get right to this one, nice and easy. This is for anybody that has a new puppy and they want to teach their dog to recognize their name. This is also for anybody that's struggling with their recall, to call their dog to come when called. So that's really all this video is for. We need a few things: a leash, a low distraction environment. So you're gonna start this indoors. I'm doing it out here. My dogs have done this game a lot of times already. It's called the name game. And all we're gonna do here is have our dog associate their name with a positive outcome. So the first step is just gonna look like this. We're gonna have a dog on a leash, and if the dog's stationary like this, I'm just gonna say their name. As soon as they pay attention, I'm gonna praise and I'm gonna give them a reward. I have some kibble in my pocket here. You can use high value treats, but if your dog will work for kibble, I would just stick with that. But you also could mix in some other high value treats to give them once in a while. All right, so really easy here. Upbeat tone I'm gonna use. This is Dexter. Dexter, good. Okay, and that's pretty much all I'll do. I'll do about 5 reps to that, maybe 10, and I'll end my session the first time. Very short. Dexter, good. So that's the first step. We'll do one more. I'm gonna wait for him to look away here. Dexter, good. Okay, so we repeat that a bunch of times, and then we replicate it outside. We repeat that a bunch of times indoors. How many sessions? They should start to catch on after 3 or 4. They should be pretty good at it. All right, so that's step 1 of the name game. All we're doing is saying the name, and your tone matters. A nice happy tone. As soon as they pay attention to us, reward. Now, you want to avoid using the name for reprimanding. So you don't want to say, Dexter, no. You're not going to get your dog to come when called, or if you're just screaming. You want to have the name exclusively associated with positive outcomes. So really, I try to stick a rule of thumb of I use it for praise and I use it to call them to me. That's really all I'll use the name for, at least a majority of time. So after you get a bunch of good reps in like so, in the first step, we start to add motion, all right? Now, you might actually have to kind of go here with some dogs because they won't stay still, and that's totally fine. So what I'll do is I'll call them and run away with the leash in hand. And if I need to, I can guide them with the leash a little bit towards me, almost like a magnet. And then as soon as they commit, keep moving backwards, heavy praise till they get to us, all right? So right here, we're kind of training a recall too as well, but we kind of like to start with just that first step if we can, right? So, Dexter, boy, just like so, okay? And this is a class clown we have here, so we just gotta deal with what we have and accept him for who he is, all right? And that's another lesson of today. Accept your dog for who they are a little bit, right? I'm gonna wait for him to check out. And if I have to just create a little space here, I'm gonna wait to see if he looks away. Dexter, good boy. So you see, I'm creating drive to move towards me. So always think too, if your dog's going out away from you, Dexter, moving away in the opposite direction will gravitate them towards you more. If you move towards them, just like people tell you, don't chase a dog when they're running away. If you move them towards you, or if you move towards them, they're gonna move back and they're gonna keep going away. They should, at least, right? So that's kind of a good rule of thumb to think about your body language with this as well. Dexter, good. And I won't drop the leash and just let them go. So say if he was really checked out, I would just use a little bit of leash, straight line leash guidance. Say he's out here towards me with that name and that movement away until he commits. And then I explode with heavy praise. So that is really it. Honestly, it's gonna be really simple. Upbeat tone, dog pays attention after that, heavy praise, reward. And then once they're really good at it, you can slowly fade away rewards. If your dog is a little bit older or isn't food motivated, the treat can be replaced with praise. You really got to gauge your dog and what motivates them. You can also use play in this. So if you're doing that runaway game like I was, when the dog gets to you, you could tug with them a little bit. Stuff like that can help motivate your dog, obviously, to do this and learn a lot faster. All right, so that is the basics of teaching your dog their name and how to use the name the right way. That is really for me. When I call them, when I want them to come to me, I use their name, and when I'm praising them. So then they associate with positive outcome. All right, y'all, thank you.